Hey, welcome to Mike's Diabetes World. Howdy. Today, I want to do a little bit more talk about... I'm just getting it out of here. I didn't prepare. Sorry. This sensor. And yes, I'm a little low right now. Not great low, but I'm a little low. See if you can see that. Get my face out of the picture. I'm 4.6. For those of you who use the American system, times that by 18 and you'll get what my blood sugar is. Now, I want to talk a bit today about the closed loop system. I'm using a Medtronic 670 and I think there's 730 closed loop systems, and there's going to be a 780, which my understanding is you don't have to calibrate, so that is going to be amazing. I have been with Medtronic for many years now, and sometimes I get kind of a negative, not a negative, but kind of, oh, okay. And then they come back with better answers. It's amazing. Their backup and their customer service is awesome. Now, yes, it's attached by this little cord. And that's the drawback of it. Now, there are so many different pumps now on the market. When I started, I had a white one from, I think it was Denmark. And I think that company has since stopped making pumps. But Medtronic, my second pump was from Medtronic. And I was on it for years, and then I kind of dropped off of it because I kind of changed work and it wasn't covered by the new work. So I always had trouble getting my tubing and everything. So I went back to just shots. And I think that's really where I got in trouble. The Medtronic closed loop allows me to try to keep my blood sugars. If I'm starting to climb, I'm able to correct it, and a lot of times my insulin pump will automatically start giving me insulin to bring that down. I still need to do calibrations on the pump, and they've always said that it's got to be like setting a clock. Clock can't continually run and give you expert numbers if you don't wind it, you don't take care of it. So I still have to give insulin for meals. Right now, that's not going to change. Hopefully that will change in the near future. But right now, okay, I can deal with it. I have to wear another device, a sensor, which, again, you put in with the needle and you remove the needle. And just like an IV, a catheter stays in. But this catheter just goes below the skin. And you're allowed to keep it in for about 3 days. After that, it needs to be changed, the tubing part of this. The sensor can be in there for 7 days. And that is, like night and day. And the amount of times I don't have to give shots. It's the greatest thing. Now, young kids, can they benefit from this? Yes, but I'm sure there's a lot better people to discuss young kids in closed loop. But closed loop allows me to get up, get going. If for whatever reason I don't feel like eating, I'm not really going to have to worry about it, because the closed loop will continually give me my insulin for where my blood sugar is, or cut it off altogether. If I go low, it stops giving me insulin for, I believe it's 2 hours, until my blood sugars start going back up. Excuse me, just a frog in my throat today. The SmartGuard has worked quite well for me, and I'm being quite happy with the difference that I'm able to achieve. If I was on shots, I'd be hitting the floor more than I do now. Now, people say, well, isn't that all supposed to stop that? Well, it's great for getting your insulin in your body in the right amounts, but it's what your body does with it. And yes, I guess I have some insulin resistance, well, probably more than some. I would say I have some insulin resistance and some insulin that goes crazy in me. And I don't know how to explain it. I'm sure my diabetic nurse or diabetic endocrinologist would be able to explain that better, but I feel more secure having a pump. Having it attached to me really isn't a problem. I just have it on my belt loop or on the waistband of my shorts, and it just keeps going all the time. Now, you can't just go and to the pharmacy and say, hey, I want to buy a pump. It doesn't work that way. You need to contact your physician first, and then if he or she agrees, then you can go to the next step. And they will usually, in BC, the province will pay for a pump if it's medically necessary. If it's, say, oh well, I just want convenience. Now, you need to take a look at insurance. Do you have insurance to cover that? That's your first step, is to take a look at your insurance. We are looking for, I think it's just under $10,000 or just over $10,000 for a pump. So these are quite expensive, and if they break within the warranty period, you will get a new pump replacement. Of course, you have to send the old one back. You know, there's a two-way street here. What I really think is necessary is that you need to be aware of all aspects of diabetes. And there's a book, I believe it's either called Pumping or Pumping Insulin. If you're new to this, that's the first step to look at. Then, if you get the sensor and go for the whole thing, for me, I'm lucky I've got the sensors covered, and I put it in, and when you put in the new sensor, you've got to wait for 2 hours to do your first calibration, and then 6 hours after, and sometimes mine goes to 6 hours after that. But your first day, you're maybe taking some more blood sugars. The second day and onwards, you're going to be great. Closed loop insulin systems for me is a plus. Look at Medtronic. There's different sort of insulin pumps. They all don't have sensors, I don't think. But I know there's Omnipod, and I think Tandem is also another company. But Medtronic is where it's at for me. Have a great day. I hope this helps close loop, because it's helped control the amount of insulin I get, and it's really cut back on the super lows. Have a great day. We'll talk again. Bye now.
This is